The owner of 7 dogs police say attacked a Lincoln County woman has now been arrested, and we're learning more about how the woman got help after being injured.
Additional rounds of showers and thunderstorms on the way to central and eastern Kentucky. Just ahead, we'll take a look at some of the storms that are putting down a lot of rain. Live First Alert Defender is on the way.
A Lexington councilwoman says a hawk killed a small dog by trying to fly off with it. Her warning for other dog owners.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening. Part of a busy Lexington road is closed right now due to a bad crash. This is a live picture from Georgetown Road near the Sunset Motel.
The Lexington Fire Department tells us it appears a car spun out and was T-boned by another car. The driver of the first car was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. The driver of the second car has non-life-threatening injuries. The northbound lane of Georgetown Road is closed between Berea Road and Ironworks Pike while police continue to investigate. Also breaking tonight, we are tracking the investigation into a deadly crash in Pulaski County. It happened around 1:30 this afternoon at the intersections of Highway 80 and 461 just east of Somerset near the Shopville community. The Pulaski County Sheriff's Office says an SUV pulled out in front of a pickup, causing the crash. The coroner says a 69-year-old woman riding in the SUV was killed. The man driving it was airlifted to UK hospital with life-threatening injuries. 2 people in the truck went to the hospital with less serious injuries. Police are still on the scene, but traffic is being allowed through in that area.
He owns 7 dogs that police say viciously attacked a Lincoln County woman. Tonight, a Central Kentucky man is now in police custody. Danville police arrested Chris Pope this afternoon. He's charged with harboring a vicious animal. The victim suffered serious injuries, and tonight we've obtained the 911 calls she made after being attacked. Victor Fuente has the update in our top story at 6.
Yesterday morning, Loretta Stevens told dispatchers she thought she was going to die after 7 large dogs tore into her.
They chewed my arms off and my legs. You need to hurry. You need to hurry. I'm going to die.
Stevens would suffer heavy trauma to her arm as well as injuries to her legs. She was mauled by 7 dogs Monday morning, and the man police say owns those dogs, Chris Pope, has been arrested. During that 911 call, Stevens warned dispatchers that the dogs were still on her property.
My doors are hanging around my doors. They're trying to get my animals.
Sheriff's deputies helped carry her to the ambulance after the dogs surrounded paramedics. 6 of them were captured. A 7th was shot and killed. The dogs were released back to Pope just last week by a Boyle County judge after they were seized because of animal abuse charges. Those charges were reduced to mistreatment of animals, and he pled guilty. Lincoln County animal shelter workers say they were worried when the dogs were released.
We knew that it was going to create some kind of chaos. We just didn't know it would be so soon.
Bias says the 6 cages those dogs are taking up were needed for other animals. That's put a rush on their efforts to get the other dogs their homes so they don't have to be put down because of a lack of space. Loretta Stevens was taken to UK hospital where she's recovering. Her daughter tells WKYT she'll need more surgery. Shelter workers tell me those dogs will stay at the shelter, taking up valuable space until the case against Chris Pope is resolved. In Lincoln County, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Danville police also just announced when they arrested Pope today, they found 12 more dogs at the home he was staying at. Police say the dogs were living in poor conditions and were removed by animal control. Police say he could face more charges.
Tonight, investigators think a snake bite led to a Bell County man's death. They say he was bitten during a church service in the Jensen community over the weekend, but refused to go to the hospital. As Phil Pendleton tells us, members of the church are not saying much about what happened.
Stony Fork is a small community in Bell County where people say faith is very important, and for some that means handling snakes during a church service.
Certain denominations take literally the passage in the Bible about people, if they have faith, will pick up deadly serpents.
A church member says 60-year-old John David Brock was bitten by a rattlesnake and died about 4 hours later. He didn't want medical help.
We heard that he had been taken to his brother's house and that he wasn't going to go to the hospital.
Other members didn't want to talk on camera, and relatives did not return phone calls. The coroner says Brock's death is under investigation and says he also had health problems, but the sheriff says he was bitten on the left arm and later succumbed to the injury.
I mean, it has to be a horrible thing to lose a loved one or a fellow member of your congregation.
Green says he doesn't believe in handling snakes, but stops short of criticizing those that do.
People try to understand that it's just people doing what they believe. They're sincere in their beliefs.
The coroner says there will not be an autopsy and says the official cause of death will be determined using medical records. In Bell County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Brock's funeral is at 11 Friday morning at Stony Fork Holiness Church. We have more information about the practice of snake handling. Most snake handlers are found in Alabama, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia. The practice is illegal in Kentucky. A state law passed in 1942 bans the use of any kind of reptile during religious services, punishable by fines. It's estimated as many as 300 churches nationwide still use snakes in services. Before this week, the last reported person in the U.S. to die from a snake bite during a church service was also in Bell County. Pastor Jamie Coots died in February of 2014 from a rattlesnake bite.
More storms have popped up across parts of the Bluegrass tonight, and they could dump some heavy rain. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he is tracking right now for us. Chris?
Yeah, those thunderstorms out there so far, Amber, putting down a ton of rain, as you mentioned, and they're accompanied by a lot of lightning as well. Very noisy thunderstorms across parts of the region. Let's get into them with Defender and show you what we are tracking. Coming at us in little clusters here or there. Not everybody getting in on the act, but if you get under one of those, boy, you really know it. Across the Lexington metro, it's been rather bumpy over the past couple of hours. Heavier rains here, now beginning to settle down Franklin County into Woodford County. Still some lighter rains on the south side of Lexington, with showers and storms slowly dropping south of the river, heading toward the downtown Richmond area. We're looking toward that particular rainy batch into northern parts of Madison County, and you see that dark sky just over top of Hamburg Pavilion and points to the south from there. A little farther south we go, from Danville over to Lancaster. That's a slow-moving thunderstorm that has a lot of lightning with it. Yet another storm working toward Campbellsville, another one into Adair County. That big cluster that we've been tracking into southeastern Kentucky is now scooting out of parts of Bell County and Harlan County and into the Commonwealth of Virginia. Things will quieten down a little bit over the next couple of hours, but overall, through the next 24 hours, some more strong storms are going to crank ahead of a strong cold front, guys. That means some changes as we get ready to close the book on July and say hello to August. We'll run those down for you coming up.
Lexington police are taking another look at unsolved cold cases after a suspected serial killer was killed in West Virginia, and we've also learned he spent time in Louisville. Investigators say 45-year-old Neil Falls could be connected to up to 9 murders in Ohio, Illinois, and Nevada. All of the women worked as escorts. Last week, police in Charleston, West Virginia say Falls tried to kill an escort he met online, but she was able to get her gun and kill him. Charleston police tell us Louisville police stopped Falls in 2006 and 2013, but don't know why. Lexington police say they are aware of Falls, and if they receive any more information, they'll review open cases to see if there was a possibility he was in the Lexington area.
Nearly a year after losing his leg in a hit-and-run crash in Lexington, a National Guard soldier from Guam is doing better. The Guam National Guard says Captain Noel Espino is now able to do many things on his own with the help of a walker, and he may receive a prosthetic leg soon. He's now recovering at a Veterans Medical Center in Texas after spending months at UK Hospital. Last September, Lexington police say Espino was hit by a suspected drunk driver while standing outside a bar on Euclid Avenue. Police later arrested that driver. Tonight, a Lexington councilwoman has an alert for dog owners. She says that a hawk tried to pick up a small dog and fly away with it.
The dog did not survive after the hawk swooped down on it in the Stonewall neighborhood off Clays Mill Road. So if you have a small dog, what can you do to protect it? New at 6, Kristen Kennedy is tracking some advice from experts.
Councilmember Jennifer Mazzotti says seeing hawks in this part of her district isn't uncommon, but seeing them attack small dogs is.
There is a hawk that's nested somewhere near the Stonewall neighborhood that has
I guess, just picked up some dogs.
Councilmember Jennifer Mazzotti only knows of one dog so far that has died from a hawk attack. One of her neighbors, she says, watched the bird try and fly off with their pet.
There's some real concern, especially there's a lot of families who have small dogs, small cats, pets, rabbits.
She's asking families in the Stonewall community and nearby Monticello to watch out for them. There have been several reports in those neighborhoods. And while she wants families to protect their pets, the council member warns against trying to kill or injure the hawks. They're federally protected birds.
I wouldn't try to attack them. I mean, they can, hurt you, so I would stay away.
The city recommends keeping small dogs on leashes if they're out in your backyard. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
The city also recommends using an umbrella or stick to try and scare the hawks away. They're protected under a Migratory Bird Treaty Act.
New tonight, the Lexington Humane Society has taken in 11 dogs rescued from what they call horrible conditions. The dogs come from Mississippi. The Humane Society says they were among more than 100 dogs and cats rescued from a hoarding situation at a home. An animal rescue group from Tennessee then took the animals to humane societies around the country.
When the rescue had brought the animals to Tennessee, we were able to meet them and bring several animals back to our facility where we are going to care for those animals and treat any illnesses until we can find them forever homes.
4 of the dogs brought to Lexington are being treated for heartworms. None of the dogs are available for adoption yet, but they will be soon.
A company has announced plans to expand in Lexington, creating about 100 new jobs. Belkin, an engineering services and technical staffing provider, will invest more than $1 million in an expansion at the Vine Center downtown. Belkin had been looking at 7 states for expansion, but company leaders say they chose Lexington because of support from the University of Kentucky and others around the Bluegrass. They say many of the engineers they hire in Lexington are UK grads. It has been more than 2 weeks since a deadly flash flood devastated some communities in Johnson County. And for those who lost their homes, recovery is still a long time away.
But more help is on the way for flood victims. As Mike Linden tells us, a Lexington church is now collecting donations for them.
Excuse me, how are you today? A group of volunteers from the Consolidated Baptist Church in Lexington are asking for donations for victims of flooding in Johnson County.
We are a brother's keeper. We need to look out for each other. When someone else is hurting and we have what we need, we are to share with others, and that's basically what the Bible tells us.
Donations have come in all forms, from toiletries to even a few $100 donations. But there are still some items the group is looking for specifically. Hunter says the items of greatest need are school supplies, whether it be notebooks, pens, pencils, and loose leaf paper, and baby items, whether it be anything from diapers to strollers.
Anybody talk to you about donating to the Johnson County Relief Fund yet?
The group plans to be outside Walmart on New Circle Road through Wednesday night. After that, donations can be taken directly to the church on nearby Russell Cave Road.
This could have easily occurred in Lexington as well as in eastern Kentucky, and so we felt it our duty as Christians to band together and do what we could to make lives a bit easier for those that have lost so much.
Gaines says he's glad to see the outpouring of support from the community.
I think it says a lot about humanity itself and that people are concerned about just more than themselves. There's been a great outpouring from all segments of the community, which is great.
In Lexington, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Quite an effort there. The donations will be delivered to Johnson County sometime within the next 2 weeks.